wrong place somehow.
Hey, I like this.
Right.
The right place for you.
Just let me
King
just
of the
do that.
castle.
There you go. And
Oh, damn.
there we go. There we go. That's better. Boy, go. That's it. That's more better. Hi and good evening and welcome to Thfc Till I Die, your home of Tottenham, past, present, and as Philip would say, a very exciting future. He's an ever hopeful Spurs fan down there. But anyway, welcome to the stream. It is Anne's revolution. His first day in charge at Spurs. I tell you what, I've been feeling like it's Christmas Day today. We're seeing Ange walking in with the players and Dombellier's slow walk. And I thought my phone had broken when he got out of his car. He walked so slow. It looked like he was going to death row. More like going to a pre-season training camp, but there you go. Join me on this stream, of course, my usual co-host, Philip Brady, and, of course, Mia from Spurs Between the Lines. And making her debut tonight, just a girl who loves Spurs, is Kate, who's also always in the chat with us. Start with you, Kate. How are you this evening? And welcome to the channel, and welcome to your first time here on THFC. Your second time, actually, on THFC Till I Die.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm feeling so buzzed today. Watching the Ange interview this morning, I thought it was just so nice and refreshing to see a manager who is so excited and privileged to be at our lovely club, rather than to have someone who thinks they're too good for us. So yeah, I'm buzzing today. Actually, feeling good.
Yeah, and also welcome as well, Mia from Spurs Between the Lines, who does come on mostly every time, keeps his channel in check with her wit and her teacher style that she has behind the scenes. How are you, Mia? Have you had a good Saturday? Yes. And how are you feeling about Ange's first day in charge?
Yeah, I put in the message this morning, happy Ange Day. That's what we've got to call it. It's an Ange Day today. I'm really happy. Lovely to see like him giving that interview. I loved what he said. Everything he said, I'm like, yes, bring it on. You know, like I absolutely love the guy already. I've got to say it.
And really, the man below me, well, he needs no introduction. His reputation just flows before him. No, I'm not going to mention the other thing, what he does on a Wednesday night. I'm not even going to go there. But it's probably not unusual. But
there you go, dropping your sex bombs again.
He is.
Have a nice evening, lads. I'm off.
I will wake up with a horse's head next to my pillow one day. I swear to God I will. But Philip, how are you? And I was thinking, Philip, does this remind you of like Bill Nick took over and Keith Burkeshaw took over? Is that same sort of excitement?
Well, no, Jesus, I'm not old enough to remember Bill Nick taking over now. Come on, give us a bit of credit. Birkinshaw, not really, because Birkinshaw came in very much under the radar as a coach and was promoted internally. So I don't think this is unique, pretty much unique in Tottenham things. And it was nice to see I thought the interview was very, very good, you know.
Yeah.
But I want to know one question I need to ask everyone tonight. Where the hell did Ndombele get that handbag he was had on him? I thought he was doing a delivery for Just Eat or something like that. You know, it's just unbelievable. Going to a football training session dressed like that.
Before we get going, I actually thought my phone had broken when he got out of the car. I actually turned my phone off and on again because I thought he'd actually had broken. He was walking that slow. Anyway,
well, I told you what I thought he was like. He's like the teenager at Kevin and Perry, isn't it? He's like, so unfair. Yeah. That's what he was like when he was walking.
But just very quickly, before we say hello to everyone in the chat, we've got a €5 super chat here from Wayne Bonner, and he put this to you as well, Philip. So this is supposed goes towards the competition we're running. So
very Wayne, you're a star. Thanks a million.
Big up, Wayne.
I'll take a note of that now, and we certainly will be. You've been a great supporter of this competition, so well done, Wayne. Thanks.
Big up, Wayne, and I hope you enjoyed the show tonight. Well, let's see who's in the chat tonight. We've got the disabled team. Hi, Dermot and Philip and girls. Hope you're both all well.
Good evening
to everyone in the chat. Hope you're all well. We've got Carl Simpson. Good evening, all. Hello in the chat. We've got Wayne Bonner. Good evening, all. Hope everyone's well, enjoying their Saturday. We've got Nige Purecoys. Evening, all. Big up, Nigel. We've got Wilton McDonald from Florida, the only man to throw a TV out of the window because Ian Walker beat him off and landed. I don't know where did it land, Wilton. You need to remind me of that. That's actually a true story, by the way. We've got Jim. Big up, Jim. Kate's other half. Hi, panel and fellow Spurs lovers. Andrew Gregory, big up Andrew. He said, evening, guys. Hope everyone is okay. We've got Ellie, hi all, big up. Good luck, Kate, making your full debut. Enjoy yourself to the max, hun. We've got Jerula as well. Big up, Jerula. Evening, all exciting times ahead. We've got FTSM column. Afternoon, all. Can't stay. It's date night today.
Oh, right.
Yeah, we leave
Too much
that
information, Colin. Too much information.
No, I'm sure Mia, by the end of the show, Mia will upload the show to, like she did one time, taking Daniel Levy around with the dog collar. I'm sure we're going to get down to that. So somewhere along the line, we've got Jazz Fusion. Luis looked like his dog.
He did, yeah.
He did not want to be there. Totally agree with Philip. Exciting times ahead from Wilton McDonald. Big up. Well, who else we got in? And we've got Ange, not Spursy. Good evening, guys and girls. And Colin.
Colin's on the promise.
Big up. Yeah. He's had his Big Mac and Whopper in case there was.
That's what I was thinking. He just supplies with them, you know. Yeah.
Now, look, guys, should we actually watch the players come in? Because I think we should, because it is a bit fun.
Right. Do you know what we do? As each player walks by the camera, give him a mark out of 10 for his enthusiasm for being there. Right.
Okay. So here is Segi. Hang on, let me play it. So here's Segi. He looks
7.
quite happy, doesn't he?
7.
Ceci looks happy. Yeah, Ceci
I'll
looks
give him a 7. I'll give him a 7 there. There's Foster. I'll give him a 5.
6 maybe. Yeah, 6, 5 or 6.
6.5.
Brian Hill, 6. He didn't say much to the guy. That's how he got on for the summer. So that's Whiteman, Alfie Whiteman. Yeah, 7. He looks happy enough. Yeah, that's the goalkeeper. Yeah. Here he comes. The Big Mac delivery man. Look at that pace. My God. I mean, did I slow down the camera there just to make sure I didn't show him going too fast? -2.
Oh God! I thought this was lovely, by the way. Bentacle, Poro, and Reggie. I actually read it.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that. Yeah,
I like the bros together, and that's what I like. I like that.
I like that.
What the hell? And look at the way he introduces to his driver as well. There's Tanganga.
And there's Tanganga coming along. Yeah, yeah. I give those guys an 8. They looked enthusiastic.
Yeah, we like that. We like that enthusiasm.
Hello.
And Poro makes a bit of a face for the camera now, doesn't he?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, there's Reggie. Great to see him back.
Yeah. And here he comes.
Yeah.
Just come from the RSPCA.
He's like, Sacre Burn, not this again.
Oh, 5. Not good.
Can I just say, this is the coolest fella entrance. His dreadlocks and everything.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Jed Spence. I'll give him a 9, actually. He was very good. He was very good. He's come from a Bob Marley impersonating competition.
And here's Emerson.
Yeah.
Coolly dressed.
Yes.
Yeah, he looks dapper.
Yeah.
Yeah, big smile.
Big smile. He's always got a big smile, though, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Emerson. I like Emerson, man.
I think that he's the best so far.
Yeah, here's Papa San now.
Papa San. Yeah, he's good as well.
He's really good as well. He's got he's happy. Look at him.
Was he ordering a drink there? Was he going to give me a drink?
I like his Louis as well. He's got a Louis in arms.
Yeah, he's hardly wearing flipping the Primark stuff anyway.
There you go. I mean, I tell you one thing, that was actually great fun. Let's go through. Ian says 9 for some of them, 10.
Yeah.
Jazz 10. Fusion, 9, 8, -11. That's probably
that's in Dombele. That's in Dombele.
Minus 1,101.
That's definitely in Dombele.
Yeah, that's definitely dumb. Yeah. Jim says Dombele was telling the driver there, don't worry.
Don't switch off the engine. I'll be here out in a few minutes.
Minus 1,001, whatever it was that the amount how fast it was going?
Yeah, probably. We've got a 7, we've got an 8, we've got a 777. That's a cool dude, says Jerula right there. We've got a 3.
Oh, that's Basuma. You're right. That was Basuma. You're right. Sar did come along, but they mustn't have shown him in the video.
I tell you one thing, Ian. You got a very Scream-inspired picture.
Oh, yeah. The superheroes, is it?
No, you don't remember the film Scream, Philip?
No,
I
don't do horror films. I don't do horror films. I only support Spurs, and that's bad enough.
Yeah, mind you, that's a horror film in itself.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ellie said Don Bellier Napoli colours and Gucci ladybag he nicked off his Italian mistress. Apparently.
Allegedly. Yes.
Right. So, Kate, out of them lot, who did you think looked happiest?
I thought Emerson Royale looked absolutely over the moon to be back, I must say. And his smile really made my day because they should feel privileged to be back at Tottenham. You know, I see Ndombele come out with his, I think he took that bag from Calvert-Lewin. I think they probably lent it to one another. But to see the big smiles of Emerson Royale, he was definitely my favourite out of those.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. But guys, no Harry Kane, but he's not back to the 12th, isn't he?
Back to the 10th. The 10th. And no Eric Dyer either. No Oliver Skip, Son, Richarlison. Well, a good few missing. I think there was 11 or 12 there today.
Yeah,
or 13 maybe.
There was one missing, Philip, and we'll start with you. And it was Mr. Winky.
Mr. Winky.
Mr. Winky has winked his way all the way up to Leicester in a £10 million deal to join Leicester. He did.
And someone just dropped off the chair when they heard how much we got for him.
Do you know what? You just can't get the staff these days, can you? You just cannot.
It's pure shock there. 10 million.
I know she's going to pass out when I tell her about Tassoba. She's going to really pass out at that one.
In all fairness to Winks, like I know we've been giving out about him, whatever. He wasn't there last season to be part of that debacle, right? So I would like to say, listen. There was good times with Harry Winks. There was not so good times, but I wish him well for the future, and I think he'll do well in the championship.
Joe, what? Joe, how I feel about it, I feel exactly the same thing. But I wouldn't be. I'm critical of him because I didn't think he was suitable for the team and whatever. But he was with us since he was 5. I can't be overly mean to the boy because he's a proper Tottenham lad, and I wish him nothing but the best. Like honestly, I really do.
Kate?
Yeah, I concur completely. I think we all wanted him gone, but we wish him all the best. And I think he'd do really well for Leicester. I do.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to disagree with a bloody lot of young and thank God he's gone and good riddance.
Dermot, no. Come on, be a bit charitable now. He wasn't there last season. He wasn't there last season.
And he was with us since he was 5 years old, you know. That's how much he's like, you know what I mean? He's a proper Tottenham lad. You can't do
he may have been there since he was 5. He's still a shit player. And he's
it doesn't mean you've got to be overly like the way you're critical. The thing is, Joe, I don't understand. You're so critical of someone who's such a Tottenham boy, and then you defend someone like Højbjerg who isn't a Tottenham boy and say, "Oh, he's passion for the club, etc."
Look, all in, I was joking actually by saying what I said, but all in saying is, we do wish him the best of luck. But if Leicester sideways pass, and you've got your man. But anyway, but good luck to him. I hope he does well at Leicester and. I hope he has a successful career going sideways.
The good thing about him going to Leicester, he can't come back to bite us in the ass next season. As a player leaving us could do.
True.
Yeah.
It's so true. Bit of breaking news. There's a very late on this. Tassoba looks to be heading to Spurs. It could happen next week. Vicky Van de Ven has 2 clubs interested in him. I think Liverpool are one.
Yeah.
I don't know who the other one is. Apart from us, and he still hasn't made his choice for which one yet. No update on the Galatasaray deals yet. So, Kate, I'll start with you. What your thoughts on that? Tapsoba? Are you excited?
Delighted. He would be my absolute number one choice. I think he's an absolute beast. I watched some videos of him, and he just basically shoves everyone out of the way. Mm-hmm. So, without a doubt, I will be delighted if we get Tapsoba.
Yeah, and Philip and then Mia.
Yeah, I hope he comes. Mickey Van de Ven isn't a bad option, but Tapsoba's a little bit more experience. Van de Ven only made his breakthrough this season, So, I'll tell you one thing: if we can get Tapsoba and we'll alongside Madison and de Ven and the goalkeeper, that'll be one hell of a start to the transfer window. It really will.
Yeah, and Mia,
and get rid of Winks, obviously.
Yeah, I agree with so far everything that's been said.
Yeah, I have got a poll in the chat, and it says,
polls.
I know, Mia. Can Ange bring back the good times to Spurs? 86% say yes, 87% now say yes, 13% say no.
I thought you were going to say 86% say yes, 87% say no. Oh,
Anyway, there you go. That's what I just done, Philip, by the way.
All right, okay, thanks.
You know I'm joking.
Yeah.
Now, we've also got this bit of news today as well, guys. Barnes picks Spurs as fourth deal nears Postecoglou's ideal first day as Tottenham boss. Now, Philip, I'll start with you on this. Look,
right.
you know, Philip, we've talked about Harvey Barnes. You know I'm a big fan of his. You know I'd love to see him in Tottenham.
Yeah.
Do you think it's the right move for us, or do you feel we should have gone for somebody else?
Well, one thing, bringing Harvey Barnes in, it means he can strike up an immediate partnership with Maddison because they know each other inside out. You know, so that would be good. Now, he's a good player, right? No doubt about it. But I would like to see the centre back issue sorted first. I think that's more. We've got our central midfielder now, right? We do have wingers as such.
Yeah.
Wing backs, whatever. So he wouldn't be a priority to me. But if he comes after we get a centre back, then I would welcome him in, all right, you know. Yeah. But he is a decent enough player. But I just get the feeling that he's gonna be huge money, and that's might put us off, you know.
Yeah, and Kate, look, we all need centre backs. We all know that. But are you happy that we're going for the likes of Barnes and Maddison and that? Do you think that's what we've been missing?
I think Maddison is going to prove to be one of the signings of the summer, without a doubt.
Yeah.
I think we've been crying out for a player like him since Eriksen left. Yeah. I kind of agree with Philip. If Barnes comes, I'll be happy, but I'd rather get the defence sorted first and see what money's left, because that's got to be our number one priority from here.
Yeah.
And Mia, what would you think about Barnes? Do you want to get the defence like the bottom two you said, or?
I want to get the defence absolutely sorted first. And I feel like there might be other people we could get, not Barnes, but if we get Barnes and that's who Ange wants, so be it. I've always said that, whoever he wants, really. So if he wants him, then yeah, I'm happy with that.
I just want to say big up to Wayne Bonner. He's upgraded his membership to the ladies. Let me get that right.
The ladies' membership?
Yes, Spurs ladies' membership. Big up, Wayne, and thank you so much for being a member.
You'll be like the slobs in Harry Enfield, be Waynetta now when you join the women as well. You know?
Anyway, big up, Wayne. Thank you so much for joining us. And we've got a super chat here for Jack Williams. Big up, Jack. He says, Ange Day, time to party. Mia at her best. DHFC till I die. Big up, Jack. And I hope you're doing well, sir. And
no, he's not very. He's not very nice. Don't like him.
No.
It's my brother. I'm allowed to say that.
Yeah.
He's my little brother. I'm allowed to be horrible to him.
I quite like Jack, actually. I've never met him, but I quite like him.
Like him, but exactly. You're both the same idiots, basically.
Jack, just dish the dirt on us to me about me to us, and we'll be very, very happy.
Just email myself to Philip, please.
I love you. And don't forget, I help you out a lot, and you help me. But I help you with those children, so don't ever come back and be horrible.
I think she's backtracking a bit here. Do you get the feeling, lads?
Yeah.
He can tell you what he likes. I don't really give a damn. Whatever.
And also, guys, Nelson and Zanola, Carl said, and I have this sort of confirmed as well for me, will be sorted as well. So we're looking at
a huge squad, aren't we?
We really are. No, we really are, guys. And the last bit of news is Tottenham defender is excited to start working with Postecoglou. Now, we're going to play a little game.
The mood down a bit.
Yeah, we're going to play a little game here before I bring up his picture. Who do you think we're talking about? I'll start with you, Kate.
Please don't tell me it's Eric Dyer.
Philip, who do you think it is?
The one and only Eric Dyer.
Mr. Blobby.
Same thing.
You're nearly right. You're nearly right. But here he is. It is Eric Dyer. Now, what he's saying here, he's saying, please, boss, if I head the ball properly next time, can I play? So, but that's what he said. Despite reports claiming he could leave the club this summer, Eric Dyer is now firmly expected to stay at Tottenham Hotspur and is thought to be excited to get to work with his new managers. And I'm hearing rumblings from Kildare. I'm actually hearing rumblings. Philip, surely to God, we cannot keep this man at the club any longer.
Well, no, I think I'm hoping that is holy. To believe the rumours that Saudi Arabia want to take him out there. So we can only hope that that's right. Like, if Eric Dyer wants to stay at the club, he'd be fifth choice centre back if things go the way we want them to go. And what's the point of being fifth choice centre back? You never get a game. So you might as well go somewhere else and earn a few millions out in Saudi.
Kate, look, we all know Eric Dyer he was a crap defensive midfielder. He's a crap defender. Why the hell does every manager that come in like working with Eric Dyer? Is he there just as a traffic cone? Is he there just as a translator?
But maybe he's there because he's the one who can take all the grief when we play crap. I don't know. I can't see it. I mean, he was an England international, which is baffling, really, when you look at him now. But, I mean, I'm lost what to say about him. I mean, I can't understand why he would want to stay when he knows he's not going to get any game time. I don't even think he's good enough to play in a cup game. Do you know what I mean? I just, for me, he should be looking to move somewhere else. But
do you know what it is? I think leaving aside his footballing ability or lack of it, Eric Dyer always comes across as kind of an intelligent talker. You know, he's a bit of a thinker.
yeah,
I think that's probably why the club rate him so highly, because let's face it, an awful lot of footballers in the Premier League, they can barely put two sentences together, you know, when they're talking.
Yeah.
No offense, but that's just the way they are. Whereas Eric Dyer is an intelligent guy and maybe gets away with more than he should do because of that, you know. But
look, Mia, I don't look at Mia. Look, Eric Dyer, can you please just go? Just do the decent thing. Fall on your sword. Just leave the club and bring Sanchez with you.
I think that we will get rid of Sanchez. I do feel like we are going to try and get rid of as many of those as we can. But the fact is, he's got a year left and he don't want to leave. And like, it's really difficult. I think we just should rip up his contract. I think we should say, do you know what? We've had enough of you. Done. And I feel like Ange won't be giving him any second chances either. Ange won't tolerate no nonsense. So if he messes up or he's not doing what he's supposed to, I feel like Ange will have a word with him and say, listen, man, you've got no chance. Like, I'll rather bring on my dog than bring on like the newbie in the back. So
look, for me, I just cannot believe another manager's giving him a chance. Really,
we don't know if he has yet. We don't know if he has.
Know that.
Yeah.
No. And the thing is as well, don't forget, like I just said, if they can't sell him or they want to put him up for sale, no one offers. That's not Ange's fault, is it? Come on, that isn't his fault. So
this strikes me as being the man that a player like Eric Dyer, he's sucking up to the new manager now. He's getting the speak in first, you know. But I think Ange will not be taken in by that. No.
Doris the tea lady needs an assistant. Probably right.
Yeah,
probably right. Now, guys, it was Ange's first day today, Philip and Kate.
Look at just put in the super chat from Ellie there first.
Sorry, yeah. Okay.
Massive super chat from Ellie.
It is.
Big up, Ellie.
Big up, Ellie. Thank you so much.
Oh, so much, Ellie. That's very good of you.
Yeah, she says, can you get me the Don Bellier bag and maybe about 6K short?
Yeah, I know. I'd say he was wearing 20 grand's worth of stuff today going into the dressing room.
And you know what's worse is that bag's worth all that money, but it ain't even all that. It's not even a nice bag.
No.
There's probably knockoffs going on the markets for a tenner.
Right. Well, what I'm going to do is now we are going to play a bit of Ange. So what I'll do is hopefully people can hear this. This is Ange. Like he started today. This was his interview this morning. So let's hear what he has to say.
Obvious question. What are your thoughts on joining us?
Yeah, look, obviously excited about the challenge ahead, and enormous football club, exciting league. I guess all the things that you kind of strive for in your professional career, and great to be finally here and getting ready to work. Really excited about what's ahead. I love to win, mate. That's the main thing. You know, and I've done that wherever I have been. So the football is designed to bring an element of most fans and most players want to be associated with Canadians football. It's exciting that people talk about, not just the end result, but also the manner in which you play your football. And it's really important to me. Like I said, because I think it's a way to be successful. But secondly, it allows people to grab onto those things that are the most special about our game, those memorable moments. You know, people want to see their team scoring goals, being exciting, not conceding goals, being aggressive in their approach, all these kind of things that everyone seeks in their own football team. So it's kind of what I try and provide. You never get it right in all aspects, but the basis of it will be that we want to be a team that wins things, but ultimately also entertains our fans. It's as much about what we do off the field as it is on the field. Starting with the coaching, which is probably the most important aspects. Really bright, talented, and ambitious guys, and a great mix. So we've got guys who know this football club very well, in Ryan, Matt, and Rob. Even coming through the academy, so they know the whole Spurs experience and what it means. So it's great to have them. And then Chris is somebody I've sort of followed from afar, sort of ambitious young guy, and Mille I know really well, obviously, because he was captain of my national team, and determined bloke to bring success wherever he is. I know the success will follow him because he's been a leader from a very young age. And the most important thing for me in the early part is just the people getting to know me. That's staff members, players, people associated with the club. They need to get to know me, what I'm about. It's a massive organisation, and I've got to be present in as many areas as I can be in this early part, and that's kind of what I will try and do. Like I said, we've got 6 weeks. How can we prepare these guys to make sure that come first weekend of Premier League football that we're ready to go?
We'll see Vicario through that door, mate.
Right, that's as much as I can play without getting into any trouble. So that's fine. But I'll start with you first, Kate, then I'll go to you, Philip. I'm really excited by that. That's just got me so excited.
Do I not exist? You said you're going to go to Kate, then Philip, and then
I'm coming to you, Mia. Don't worry. Don't worry.
I didn't stop smiling throughout that whole interview, watching it again, which is about the 5th time today that I've seen it. But I just love the way he says, "I just like to win, mate." It's just so. He just seems like such a down to earth guy who wants to get this opportunity, grab it with both hands, and really show what he can do. And I so hope. I'm always rooting for an underdog, and I really, really hope that he is a huge success at our club.
Mm. Yeah. Look, I'll go to you, Mia, then Philip. I'll go to you, Laz. Mia, look, we all want Ange to do well. We all want him to win. We want what we've seen at Celtic. I feel we are going to do it. Have you got that feeling? Or are you a little bit?
No, I've got that feeling. No, I do, because do you know why? Because of the way he's always been the underdog, Kate. That's the thing. He's always had doubters. He's always had people who said, nah, he ain't going to do it. When he did it in Australia, when he did it in the J League, when he's done it at Celtic, he had a hell of a lot of doubters when he was at Celtic. And then he was just like, nah, I'm going to prove you all wrong. And I love that determination about him. He's got such a determination. I absolutely love it. Like, I really do. And that makes me excited, because I feel like somebody who's that determined will not just give up and feel like, I'm done. I can't be bothered, or I can't be asked with you lot. Do you know? Like, he hasn't got that. He's got that, listen, we're going to do it, and that's a good motivator as well. So if we're not good, things aren't going our way, he will just say it straight in the dressing room, but he'll also be like, we can do it, like, he's a very good motivator, and I absolutely love that. And he motivates me to want to do stuff and win. I'm like, come on, like, and I'm not even that positive about us winning anything like this season. Obviously, I said I've been quite diplomatic, but I feel like if we carry on with it, having him, I feel like, yeah, man, we're going to do it.
I thought Mia was going to go into Hulk smash there at one point. Hulk smash.
Hulk smash.
Hulk smash. Puny Lego man. Philip, before we get to you, Philip, big up to Jim for the super chat. Thank you so much. It really means a lot to us. He says, I love Ange. We will win things under him 100%. Big up, Jim. And listen, we'll have to get you on here too, Jim, one show as well. We'll have to get the pair on that. We'll have to get you both on actually one debate show. So that
Mr. and Mrs.
Yeah,
I don't say that. Interesting.
God, that was a program back in the day. Philip, you with me, we've seen a few managers over the years. Keith Birkinshaw, we've got Terry Venables coming in. Then we've had the managers under Daniel Levy. Are you? I can remember how I felt with Martin Yeo. And I remember that excitement building, and what we had on the potch, and that excitement building. We're going to win something. We're going to win a league. We're going to win a cup. Champions League final. Could the good days just be round the corner again on the ranch? And can he now take us over that line?
Yes. No, but one thing, I'm going to exercise a little note of caution here. With all the euphoria of Ange taking over, let's not underestimate the task he has ahead of him, right? I know he's going to have new players in replacing the crap that we had there last season, but It's going to take him a little bit of time, and there might be a few unpleasant weekends to put up with before he actually gets the formula right, and the players get the formula right. Now, I've no doubt he'll get there, but I just feel that maybe up to the middle of September, October, we might be a mixed series of results. But then once the players get it and buy into his methods completely, then we'll really start getting the benefit. So he's going to be successful, but don't be surprised if there's a few hiccups along the way before he actually gets there. That's probably my reading. I've been very conservative on that, but he will get there. There's no doubt about it. This guy's a winner.
I'm going to
turn pink. I wouldn't turn green. I'll be pink because I'm a girl. I'm a girl one.
She-Hulk. So there is actually a pink She-Hulk. Yeah, there is a She-Hulk. So that's me. So there you go, Ellie. Hulk. Yeah. Look, for me, I'm pumped. I cannot wait for the season to start. For me, Ange is going to be the man to take us to the promised land. He really will. He's got, for me, he reminds me of a bit of Alex Ferguson, a little bit of probably Poch as well. But he's got that Alex Ferguson type of, I'm taking no crap from you. You don't play, you're out the door. No player's bigger than the club. And one thing also, guys, he knows our history. He's taken that history and he's looking after it. Yeah. Like he would have done his research on Bill Nick, the double side, the 84 side, Keith Birkinshaw side, the 91 Cup winning side, the 2008 League Cup winning side. He will know the history, the push and run side of the 50s, the 1901 Cup winning side. He will know his history. And I think he seems like a person, for me, that will look after that history, but he'll try to enhance it and try to use it as a motivation. Let's do better than the double side. Let's do better than the 81 side. Let's do better than the cup winning side of 91. And I'll start with you in this, Philip. Do you think that's sort of the motivation he will use? Because I've seen videos of him being motivated. But Jesus, he did one with his Australian team. He had me pumped for a stream.
Yeah. Well, certainly he's got a job ahead. Once he's finished in football, he's got a ready-made job as a motivational speaker on the after-dinner circuit, no doubt about it. Yeah, he will do it. And I'm hoping that, and this is why it's so important to bring fresh blood into the team. They will accept his methods from day one. Some of the players that remain and been there before might take a little bit longer, to get the bad habits out of the system. Let's face it, they've developed a lot of bad habits over the last couple of seasons, and that's going to take a little bit of time. That's why I'm just exercising caution for the first couple of months of the season. But once we hit the ground running, and once we get going, we are going to be the team to watch. And we're going to surprise an awful lot of teams. I'll tell you one thing. How are Sky Sports going to handle this when Spurs are actually playing a bit of football? What are they going to complain about?
All right. So, look, how will Ange set up? Can you see us using a 4-3-3? And who do you see being in that first team of the season? How can you see us being set up? And I'll start with you and me on this. Look, we know we've struggled with a back four in the past with Dyer and Sanchez, or maybe with Romero and possibly Tapsoba, or Romero or Mickey, or Romero or Longley. I know a lot of people dish me when I say Longley, but I was speaking to Dave, and Dave sort of agrees with me. He's a very good squad player to have because he can take the ball down, he can bring it out. Do you think we're going to look more solid in defence, especially with the two fullbacks coming in as well, Destiny and Spence being there?
Yeah, I think that we'll probably will get the two. I don't know if it will be Van de Ven and Tapsoba. I feel like we might get Tosin possibly instead. I don't know, but yeah, I think the defence will look a lot better. What's he going to do when with Destiny, obviously, and Porro is going to be interesting. I feel like Emerson will probably start because he's more defensively sound. Porro, I feel, would go maybe further up the pitch and be used as more of a winger because we can't lose him because his ability is absolutely phenomenal. But I feel like that he's not very good defensively, so we can't have him and Destiny because I feel like that would be an absolute disaster. I feel like that we should, when Benny's back, obviously Benny starts, but he isn't going to be there for the start of the season. So for me, the midfield three would have to be Sarr, Maddison and Basuma. That's how I would set up. And then at the front three would be Kulu, Kane and Sonny.
Yeah. Before we come to you, Kate, big up to DJ Samuel. He's become a YouTube member. He's got the He's become a Harry Kane member, so big up to DJ Samuel. Thank you so much indeed for that, for becoming a member. It really means a lot to us all. Kate, look, how do you see us setting up for the first game? Can you see him doing a 4-3-3, or do you think he might do something a little bit different?
Well, he tends to go 4-3-3, I believe. I think with a player like Porro, I think he's going to give him more of, like Man City don't have set positions for certain players. They let them sort of play how they feel comfortable. I think Porro looks so good going forward. It's difficult to say with the defence because obviously we don't know who we're going to get in. I'm excited for the midfield. I mean, me and Jim were saying that we think Maddison will have some sort of tracker on him that tells him he can't go past the halfway line. He's got to stay up that end only, otherwise he gets an electric shock or something like that. But one thing's for sure, it's going to be attack, however he chooses to do it and whoever he chooses to do it with. I'm still not convinced Lenglet is a viable option, and I think we will end up with Adebayo from Fulham. I've just got a feeling he'll end up at Spurs. So, but it'll be a case of waiting and seeing.
Yeah, and Philip, look, big up Stu Wheeler. He says, does anyone feel that Andrews Townsend could do a job for Spurs? Still, he's a free agent as of this morning. I always like Andrews. Haven't seen him play for the under-18s. Philip, very quickly, would you?
No. Good player in his day, but I think he's probably past his sell-by date now.
I want to say big up to Hot God 10, says good evening, everyone. And also big up to Mike Rees as well. And a big up new person in here. So big up, please hit that like button. And there's 117 of you watching this. So please hit that like button, subscription button. The links for Mia's channel and Kate's channel are down below in the on YouTube. Both links for their channels as well. So please hit the links on their channel. And please go to their channels and hit the subscription button as well. Philip, look, we've been playing a lot of defensive football now for the last 4 years.
Allegedly.
I don't know if you would call it football, would you?
63 goals conceded, no.
No. We played it under Mourinho, counter-attacking football. Mourinho, a little bit under the Garden Gnome. And then Conte came in and played what I would describe not football. I don't know what he was playing, to be fair. Are you glad to see an attacking manager? And do you think this would be an attacking 4-3-3? Or what can you see? Could you see like one player just sitting in front of the back four? And just...
I can see a 4-3-3, but I can also see a 4-3-1-2.
Oh, that's a good point.
In some certain games with maybe Maddison dropping in behind the back of the front two. You know what that is? It could be. It could be fluid. It's going to be fluid. Like I think there's going to be an awful lot more fluidity about the team. It was rigid in Conte's time because he wouldn't change anything. I think Ange is going to be the type of guy. It could change every 5 minutes depending on how the game is going.
Yeah,
and it's very interesting. I'm just wondering where Porro is actually going to fit in here, because if you play Emerson at right back, right, are you going to put Porro as one of the middle three? Maybe give himself a Kulichevsky alternative games. If we buy these new players in, I'll tell you one thing: there's going to be one hell of a scrabble for places in this team whenever we do get going.
But is that a good thing? I'll start you on this.
Absolutely.
Is that a good thing?
Absolutely.
Massively.
And look, I am going to talk about the elephant in the room. I'm going to leave the other question to later. Philip knows what I'm going to ask. I've already pre-warned him about one of the questions. Me and Philip had a little bit of a ding-dong yesterday about it. But you're right down below me.
Yeah, I'm just reading some of those comments that are coming in. I don't know if you've seen the one that's coming in from the police, the YouTube police.
Yes,
I don't know whether that's genuine or not. I think that's probably a load of crap,
It's a load of rubbish. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
No.
The YouTube police.
Yeah. Sting playing bass guitar on it. Yeah.
Oh well.
Anyway, sorry, Jim. What were you saying?
I didn't even read the comments, so maybe you can tell me.
Just delete them. Just delete them.
I've done it. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm on it.
I don't even know where I was going to go now. Oh yeah, here we go. We're going to talk about the elephant in the room. I see Kate getting a bit distressed now, thinking, getting a hammer out now. Mia's getting the Hulk hands ready. And Philip saying, God, not him again. With the Kane saga keeps rolling on, should Kane come out and say something? Now, I'm going to start with you on this, Mia. Look, we'll see him back on the 10th of July. Should he come out with something between now and then? Look, there was a report in the French press that PSG have met his father and his brother, which could be a load of top cobblers because it's come from the French media. But why did these rumours? Surely they should be put to bed now, one way or the other now.
It's really difficult. I'm going to actually be a little bit sympathetic towards Kane at this point. I do feel like he obviously can't really control what they say. I think that he needs to come back, talk to Ange, and then Ange and the ball and whoever, because there's someone else who does to do with the contracts, and obviously Levy, say to him, this is the offer. You have now got 5 days, Kane. You will need to decide what you're going to do. And if he says, no, I don't want to stay, we say, right, okay, we're going to open, there's going to be bids for you and we can accept them. And then if he says yes, then we'll be like, right, well, sign on the dotted line then. As simple as that for me. It's as simple as that.
Kate, what do you say on that?
I don't think he needs to come out and say anything yet. I think everyone should respect the fact that he's on holiday. I personally think it's done one way or the other. In my view, he will stay, and I think they know that. I expect an announcement between the 12th and the 18th. That's when I think, because I heard he was back on the 12th of July, which is Jim's birthday. That's why it rings a bell, but I don't know if that's right. But I think the week prior to pre-season, we will have an announcement. But it needs to be done. But I personally think it is already done. They know what's happening.
Yeah. Now, Philip, he has to have his meeting with Ange. There is a new contract offer on the table. Now, some say 300k, some say 400k, some say 350. So it's around that ballpark. What does Ange have to say to Harry to convince him to stay and to sign this new, what's it, a 4-year contract?
Well, he has to convince him that his ideas are what Harry wants from the club, and that he'd become an integral part of it, and make him feel that he's a Spurs legend. He wants to continue that. But as Kate says, there probably is a decision been made already. But I think it's down to Harry won't say anything. I don't think until he's had that meeting with Ange, and Spurs have to make the first move if they haven't already done it. Is to present him with a contract. Say, right, beat that. You know, you're going into the unknown. You've got a wife who's pregnant. You're building a house near your favorite golf club, and do you really want the upheaval at this stage in your career where you can earn the same money here, and I'm going to win trophies, and you might as well be part of it? Because I'd hate you to leave the club now and win a trophy the first season you're gone. So I think that's what's going to happen. If the decision's already made that he's going, then so be it. But I think it's going to be another week or two before we find out.
Yeah. PSG have also met his cousin and his second cousin, apparently.
You know, they're probably over there joining in the riots in Paris. You know?
But Philip, I'll start with you in this. Look, with Harry Kane, look, he is our club. He is a club legend, right? And I've always said that he's the best thing since Jimmy Greaves, in my view, our best striker since Jimmy Greaves. Should he now be thinking of his legacy more than anything else? Because there's a chance he could break the goal scoring record of the Premier League. It's a trophy that so much. I mean, Mia's always said it, that if you don't win the trophy, you're not a winner. Am I right in saying that, Mia? Just very quickly.
Yes. Because if you're an elite sports person, you're in it to win it, right? You're in it to win trophies, in my opinion.
But yeah, that's true. But you can only win. You're part of a team to win a trophy, right? Harry Kane has won individual honours to beat the band. He's got everyone he can win nearly, right? So from that point of view, he can say, yes, I've done what I can do and I've got everything right now. If I stay with a team that might win a trophy, that's a bonus. You know?
So you really believe that someone like Messi, if he finished his career with no trophies, if he broke records and got Ballon d'Ors, that's enough for him? No,
I don't know. I'm not talking Messi.
But I'm just saying, but if you compare, but people put him on that level of elite player, then he should be not compared, but they're on a good big, on that big level. like Ronaldo, like Messi, at the end of their careers, they want to win stuff. They won't be remembered for their breaking records. They're going to be remembered for winning the trophies, the
Well,
big
I'll tell
trophies.
you one thing. What will happen if? Okay, no, I don't fully agree with you there. Harry Kane breaks the if he stays and he breaks the Alan Shearer record, right? That will be there forever and a day. If he won a League Cup in 2024, that's going to be forgotten about 2 seasons later.
Except
The fact that he's the leading goal scorer ever in England will be there forever a day until he's beaten.
But it won't be because it can be broken. So when it's broken,
yes, I'm saying,
it won't be there no more, will it?
But
It won't be his.
How many years down the road is it going to be before it's broken?
Listen, if Haaland
50 or
stays in the
60?
Prem, if Haaland stays in the Prem, he will break that record.
Haaland won't stay in the Prem. Haaland is a mercenary. He'll be gone in 2 seasons. He will
I
never
don't
break Harry
know.
Kane's record.
The thing is, what I'm trying to say to you is that at some point, somebody else is going to break that record, and that no longer will be his.
Yeah, but okay, listen, I'm do you know something? I'm absolutely fed up the back team is that with Harry Kane a legend. Is he doing this? Is he doing that? As far as I'm concerned, the guy has broken every personal record he can do, except Alan Shearer's, right? That's the next one. If he wins trophies, all well and good. I don't know how much he puts trophies over the happiness of his family. Does he want to move his family over to France or Paris or Germany?
How many people have moved their families as footballers? That's a ridiculous comment to make, as in this.
It's not a ridiculous. It's a perfectly sane. It's not. No, sorry, Mia. No, I'm not calling you out on that one. It is not a ridiculous comment. As a family man, if I had a choice of staying somewhere, earning a load of money, 400 grand a week, right? I've built a new house. I've got a lovely new kid on the way, and my wife didn't want to move. I wouldn't move. That's it.
I've moved my children. Right, we haven't moved to another country, but I have moved my children far away from where we used to live. So exactly. So it's not that big a deal for somebody to do that. I feel like that reasoning isn't a reason. It should be for reasons like that he wants to succeed at Tottenham. That's fine. If he feels like he can succeed at Tottenham, I don't think he's going to get the big trophies. Personally, I don't think he's going to. But if that's what he wants, but to say that he won't move his family when so many other footballers move their families. Look at Maddison.
Don't shout! Please don't shout at me. Please don't shout at me.
He's Maddison's family. They've moved. He's got a baby and a heavily pregnant wife, heavily pregnant. So it can happen. What I'm trying to say to you is that I really don't feel.
He's moving from Leicester to London. That's 100 miles down the road. That's a different thing.
But even if you're moving from here to Paris, it ain't that far. Like London to Paris,
it's a completely new lifestyle. Completely new lifestyle.
It is a new lifestyle. I agree, but many players do it, and I'm thinking that's not for me.
That doesn't mean Harry Kane has to do it. That doesn't mean Harry Kane has to do it.
No, but if he wants to win, if he wants to go and win big trophies and to go somewhere and win them, I feel like the fact is he's already said that he agreed terms with Bayern. If he didn't want to move, he wouldn't.
Who said that? Who actually said that? Actually, Harry Kane say that with his own mouth. No, he didn't.
No, but Fabrizio Romano said it, and I believe Romano because I do believe he's a very good source. And Ornstein has said it, so they both said it.
I'm getting complained about and shouting here by my grandkids upstairs. I have to calm my voice down. Let's leave it at that. We'll see what happens. If he signs a new contract, I'm right. If he doesn't, you're right. Okay.
And well, well done. That was blockbuster stuff. That's an Oscar for the barrier. Me and Kate will get up for support and Oscars. Can
I have my say on Kane?
Yeah, I'll let you go next, Kate, and then I'll go after you. And then we've got a question from Rem. And also for the person that keeps putting in the chat, I have blocked you for saying what you're saying. Just generally piss off. Thank you.
Oh, who's that?
I saw that.
Must have missed that.
It's because you was in a rant. I hate this. He wants to win trophies. He want to win trophies. He want to win trophies. I don't think Kane's legacy won't be tarnished at Tottenham if he stays here till the rest of his career and doesn't win a trophy. These players, like someone just said, Calvin Phillips won the Premier League title with Man City, but who's going to remember that in 10 years' time? Kane will always and forever be spoken about as one of the finest strikers this country has ever produced. He is an absolute world-class player. And the only reason people don't put him in a bracket with Messi is because he plays for Spurs. But us Spurs fans know know what he can do. We love him. He gets ridiculed by every other club in the Premier League because he's not won anything. He is an outstanding, in my opinion, the best all-round player in the world. Not necessarily the best striker, the best all-round player. He can defend, he can assist, he can score goals. I don't think the trophy thing plays on his mind. He probably would love to win a trophy, but to win one League Cup with Tottenham would mean more to him than winning 2 Champions Leagues with City. I guarantee it. And I personally think he will end his career with us. He loves us. He's got a young family. They're settled. His wife's heavily pregnant. They're building their dream home. Why on earth would he want to leave? Why? He's adored by us. He's going to get paid an absolute fortune. His kids are comfortable in school. For me, I don't think there's a question about it. I can't see him going anywhere.
FYI, he would have gone to City if they would have paid the money. So he's not what I'm trying to say to you, the fact that what you just said then isn't so the fact he would have gone to win them trophies at Man City and he would have been more than happy to do that is what my point is.
But to be honest, to play at Man City, they are the best team in the world at the moment.
He would have won the treble and he would have been well happy with that. That's why he wanted to go.
If they came in for him now, I believe that he'd want to go. And I'd say to him, if you want to go to City, then go. Because
that means he does want to win trophies.
No, he's guaranteed to win something there. He's not guaranteed to win a trophy anywhere else except Manchester City. That's the only
so trophies are important to him then. So that's a myth. It is.
I don't think it's just the trophies though. It's to play with the best players in the world. Can you imagine Kane and De Bruyne together? I mean, it's mind blowing. But I think Ange will speak to him about this, and he's shown that he wants this change in Tottenham. I mean, Maddison. I don't believe Kane will walk away now. Maddison's come. I think Kane had a massive influence on that choice of player.
Wilton McDonald says here, Johnny Haynes is one of the greatest English players of all time. Do you remember him?
I remember him. Yeah, I remember him. Yeah. He played for Fulham from a young age until he retired. He never went anywhere else. He never won anything.
No.
But he was still one of the best players there was at the time.
Look, for me, Harry Kane is probably a once-in-a-generation striker. And we are so lucky to have him at Tottenham. Look, I get Mia's point. I don't think personally he has to win something to cement his legacy. He's already done that. He's won runners-up medal and a third place with his country in the World Cup and the European Championships, respectively. He's won a Champions League runners-up medal for us and League Cup runners-up medals. Yeah, we would love to win trophies, but he has got medals at Tottenham, but runners-up medals. I don't know if you get a runners-up medal or medal for finishing second or third in the league, do you? With the Premier League?
No.
Okay, well, he's been top goal scorer for Tottenham, highest top scorer for Spurs, I think, for the last 6-7 seasons. Only 2 seasons he hasn't scored more than 25 goals. So look, Harry Kane is more important to us than what I think. We want Kane more than Kane wants to stay, if you know what I mean. But he has got a young family. He does want to break this Premier League record. And deep down, I think he's a loyal person. And I think that's what keeps him there. He can't help his brother or whoever around him we know Charlie Kane wants him to move to get a big payout. And he knows if he will get more of a payout if Kane moves than if Kane signs a new contract. So
he wins either way on that one.
Yeah, but I think Charlie Kane is more that's leaking this news to the press, saying to people, he wants to move. We've never heard Harry Kane, apart from that interview with Gary Neville, where.
But even then, he didn't say he wants to move. He just said
he was in. But come on, let's say he was. If you read between the lines,
but we don't. We're talking about him actually saying it. He just said, "If the club can get good money for me."
But listen, all I will say to you is that what I said the other day is that just because I don't say to somebody that I love them, if I show them it or say other things that mean it, it doesn't mean I have to say those specific words to actually mean that, right?
No, but it's slightly different.
It's not. But that's an analogy. It's not a comparison. It's an analogy to prove my point. The point is that you don't necessarily have to say the words directly for you to mean those words, to actually for you to be saying those words. They don't have to come out of your mouth.
Never once ever said he wants to leave Tottenham Hotspur. Ever. Never once. Whether you're saying he insinuated
He insinuated, but he would never say it directly because he wouldn't want to upset people.
Well, he did. we know he has put in a transfer request before we get to
And he
Remy.
has put a transfer request, and he's agreed to Bayern's. Why would he agree to the terms of Bayern?
we don't know that.
We do. He's been. Reporters have reported. There have been good reporters. I'm not going to. And
doesn't mean they're always right, though. Doesn't mean
Romano
they're always
said
right.
we were getting David Raya and that it was done, and it didn't.
He said, I don't think he said it was done.
Yeah, he did. He said, "Here we go."
No, he did never say here we go about Raya.
All I'm going to say in this is I trust the person who will get my news from, my source, and he told me that he has accepted its personal terms buying. You can accept personal terms for buying, or maybe Charlie Kane has. We don't know. Well, look, the Harry Kane thing is going to rumble on until we know one way or the other, but we will park that for another day. But I'd love to. I can't wait to get to the last question. Who be captain? That's going to be mind blowing, that one. Because I know who Philip wants to be captain, and I know who I want to be captain. And as for me, I think it'd be Romero all day long. She lets him out of his dungeon.
No.
Anyway, what, you're not letting him out of his dungeon, or you don't want him to be captain?
I don't want him as captain.
All right, you can let him out of his dungeon then. Right, Philip, we've got Rem. He says, hi there, big up from Frankfurt. Can I ask the panel, what do you think of Tanguy Ndombele? I'll start with you first in this, Philip.
If you are working for Eintracht Frankfurt as a scout, he's brilliant. He's absolutely fantastic. He's worth 50 million, and if you offer us 40, we'll take it. If you're an ordinary football fan, he's absolutely crap.
Oh, Philip was a scout for Spurs. He wouldn't sell many players. Okay, what would you say to Rem there on what if you were selling Ndombele to Frankfurt? How would you go about selling him?
Well, I'd first of all say that Gareth Bale said that in training he reminds him of Ronaldinho because what he can do with the ball is unbelievable. So I'd start by saying that, but then I'd say if you expect to see that on the pitch, then probably not. We see flashes of brilliance, and I believe there's a fantastic player in there somewhere, but he's just so lazy. His work ethic is just dreadful.
It is. And where is it again? And Mia, look, I'm going to probably joint answer with you with this, Mia. Look, can we send him a dodgy video of Glenn Hoddle or something? Just say, this is Ndombele. Also Zoko.
Should you superimpose his head onto Glenn Hoddle's body and send a video?
That's it, yeah.
Do you know what the problem with him is? He's got so much skill. His skill's like 10, but then his application is like minus 100.
Yeah, he's lazy.
That's the problem, isn't it?
Big up to Next Level English. Great to see you in, actually, and coming back in. It's great to see you in. He says his walk from the taxi was diabolical. It really was. Imagine Son, Madison, Kane, and Kulu firing on all cylinders.
It's the only hope.
Look, we had this before. Do you remember back in the day when Nelly had Gaza, Waddle, and Lineker all in the same side?
Yeah,
and then we sold Waddle then to Marseille to actually pay for the Gary Lineker deal.
I mean, and they only missed out having Glenn Hoddle in that mix by a season as well.
Yeah, they did.
You know, so that would have been something. Yeah, that was good. That was good. But you know, that is a potent forward line for Tottenham if we can keep that up. And plus, you got Richarlison to come in there as well.
Yeah,
you know, so you know.
Yeah, it is. Philip, do you just want to do something? I just want to stick something on.
This is Wilton saying, "I'll bring back Dave Mackay. Between him and Ange, the weaklings will beg to leave." Yeah, I mean, anyone that doesn't know, well, all know who Dave Mackay was. Dave Mackay was probably the hardest man ever to play for Spurs, and I'm including Graham Roberts in that scenario as well. The guy was invincible. He won the title for Tottenham. He broke his leg, right? He came back on his first game back after breaking his leg. He broke the same leg again, and he still came back after that. So he was an absolute legend for Tottenham. You know, he really was.
Yeah. Would you? I've just put the subscribers only mode on to see can we stop the Saturday night party coming in.
The spam party.
Yeah, spam party. Now, guys, actually, this one I'll go to. Look, can we play with a back four, Philip? Look, we still have the likes of Dyer, Sanchez, Davis still at the club.
Yeah.
Right at this time. We don't know what's going to happen with the transfer market or what's going to happen. But can we play with a back four? And if you have to use one of them, who would you use?
Well, we can't play a back four with Dyer and Sanchez in it. That's absolutely for certain. I mean, we got Bambi on ice and what I'll call Dyer, but
Moonhead,
the moon boots. The only one you possibly could play with, and he's a reliable player, and he doesn't let us down too often, is Ben Davis. I would keep that one because Ben Davis only signed a 3-year contract last season, so he's 2 more years to go, so he will stay. He's a good squad player to have. But not that he's going to get much time because of the fullback situation with better players than him coming in and staying. So I think we get Tapsoba, maybe Van der Ver or Van der Ven, or possibly the guy from Galatasaray, his name escapes me just at the minute. I don't think we'll be seeing Dyer or Sanchez near that defence. You know,
I want to say big up to Dave, the Irish Hotspur. He says Sanchez and moon boots are my second favourite conversation.
How are you, Dave? How's it going?
Me and Dave had a conversation about him today, and let's say that I told you, you mentioned Dyer and Sanchez, you get rumblings in Kildare, and he's straight on. It's like his antenna is like.
He must have heard the Harry Kane conversation. That's why he was on in straight in. You know.
Oh, dear. But Kate, look, we all know. You go back to Dyer with the mistake he made against Liverpool, the countless of mistakes he's made time and time again. Sanchez as Bambi on ice. I've christened him that. So did Philip. How many times Philip at the last game we saw him once? He made how many mistakes did he make in the first half against Wolves? That Wolves game.
Well, I mean, I saw him also. I lost count. In the first game against Leicester last season, he gave away a penalty after 4 minutes with a tackle that everybody in the ground could see he shouldn't have made. You know, so no, he's just a mistake waiting to happen.
So, Kate, look, if you could use one, if we had to use one for a game, who would you pick?
It would have to be Davis. I mean, the other two don't even come into the equation. It's the easiest question in the world because Sanchez can't pass forward. It's impossible. It's just backwards, sideways, backwards, sideways, backwards, sideways. And Dyer is just diabolical. So I think Davis is a reasonable squad player if necessary, but the other two are just absolute donkeys.
Yeah,
so,
and Look,
with respect to all donkeys out there.
Yeah, well, we know what happened to the wee donkey. I'm still looking for him when he left left Bethlehem. We don't know where he's gone since then. Maybe he's Dyer. Maybe he transformed into Dyer. Who knows? But Mia, look, we know we need centre backs. Why is it taking Tottenham so long? Look, Dave's been on about it for the last 2 years. Me and Philip have talked about it till we're blue in the face as well about our defenders. It's not just Dyer and Sanchez. There's Tanganga. There was Reggie as well. We haven't had a proper back four really since Rose, and Jan and Toby, and the one who went to Man City. Walker. Sorry, my brain's
and Danny Rose. That was a great back four. That was a really.
We haven't had a back four since then. Why is it taking us so long? Do you think okay, we might need to fix the defense now? Is that a Daniel Levy fault? Was that a manager's fault, or who needs to take the blame for that?
So I feel like it's a bit of everybody because don't forget we haven't been playing a back two, we've been playing a back three. So yeah, I think that obviously I think that Antonio Conte was quite stubborn in what he wanted, and I feel like that he wanted certain players. And when we couldn't get those players, I felt like that he was probably a tad stubborn about who he actually got. And I do think, because I do feel like Conte decided that he wasn't backed once it all went wrong for him. But I do believe that he did actually get players that he wanted. And though he didn't get the centre-backs maybe he wanted, I do feel like he was quite a stubborn person with it. And he wouldn't have accepted anything less. And anything less probably would have been said to be... would have been like, oh, he wasn't backed, or he would have thrown a bit of a tantrum about it, you know? So I feel like it is a bit of everything, and Daniel Levy as well. Like, I'm not going to say that he doesn't deserve any of the blame, but I do feel like with Conte particularly, I feel like he was probably quite stubborn.
We must be attracting the drunk silly buggers tonight.
It's me.
Is it you, Kate?
I always attract the nutters. How do you think I met Jim?
I'm saying nothing.
It's Saturday night. They're all out.
If I speak, I'm in big trouble.
Yeah. Look, I know we showed the Tottenham thing earlier, but we didn't show it for very long, so I don't think we've broken any rules or anything. We've done it before, haven't we, Philip? We've showed stuff and then
Yeah, first time I've seen that sort of thing coming in now. We'll just keep an eye on that in the future anyway. So.
Yeah, I think it's just somebody trying to cause problems. I didn't read it myself, Philip, so you need to fill me in afterwards. Philip, I've just got to pop out. I've got some news coming in. Do you want to start about that one for me? I'll be back in a minute.
We've done that one, right? Okay, this is it now. We've already touched on this already, but I mean, my God, I mean, your first day back at training, right? You have a new manager to impress, and you turn up looking like a fashion model off the catwalk in Paris, we're carrying a handbag. What sort of message was he sending out today? Kate, what do you reckon?
I just think of Calvert-Lewin every time I see him because he loved a man bag. His body language just said, "Ugh, I'm here again. Give me my money and let me go home." That's what it looks like to me. It's just not a good look. He's got to win the fans back if he wants a second chance. He's certainly not going to do it walking around like that.
No. Mia, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I wasn't a fan. As soon as I saw his body language, I was just like, it's a no from me. I didn't like it at all. The way he was looking around, I don't know, there was something about like, oh, damn it, I'm here again. That's the sense I got the way he was looking around as well. I didn't like it, not at all. I was okay.
Yeah. Just another bit of news that went through there. It hasn't really been touched on yet. We'll go back to Dumbly in a second, but there's strong rumours going around tonight that Oliver Skip is going to be allowed to leave.
Yeah.
Which is, I find that a little bit strange, but maybe, again, maybe he doesn't fit into Ange's plans.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Look, for me, Don Belly came out of that car slower than a snail.
He did.
Did you really give the impression, I don't want to be here?
Do you know, he gave me the impression he was getting out of the van saying, will I get out or will I get back in and tell the driver to go back home again? He really just looked like he just wanted to be anywhere else but there.
Yeah.
You see that?
I couldn't even read it for somebody took it off.
Yeah.
I
Looks
can't
like someone's referred the video to Tottenham.
Me, you're on. Can't hear you.
Sorry, I doubt it. It was me. Sorry, I deleted it quick because I think it's just ridiculous.
It looked a bit more official than the last one, though. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Yeah. Have to wait and see.
I don't know. I think you're on over nothing, Philip. I'm
not passing the comment. I'm only saying it looked a bit more official than the last one.
Yeah, well,
it may not be official.
I have emailed YouTube. I have told them. So.
Yeah, the thing is, if you do, they'll contact you. And honestly, they'll tell you. So, and you're allowed to use it under fair use. If you're doing it as a commentary, like we put commentary when they walked through. And we put that little bit of ANGE, you're allowed to use a certain amount of seconds before. So it is
That's
fair
why
use.
I stopped it. That's why I stopped it when I did. So we talked about Stuart says, don't worry, Phil, it is not general at all, just someone keeps changing their username to wind you up.
No, I didn't get a chance to read the whole lot of it, but it's just the way it was written. I was going on the language, it looked more official the way it was written, but I'm not passing the judgment on it, probably because it's probably a lot of crap anyway. But
we've got Jim here with the super chat. Big up, Jim. He says we need to clear the deadwood to move forward. Philip, do you think we do?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, have a car boot sale, do something, get rid of them. Tout them around to the chat like teams that just maybe the likes of Norwich or Sheffield, not Sheffield United, Norwich or the teams that went down last season. Those players would be ideal for them. They're not good enough for the Premiership, but they'll be good enough for the Championship. And
Kate, do you agree with Jim? We do need to clear the deadwood. There is something I want to get onto this. It brings on to another point, Jim's super chat here. But who do you think we need to get rid of first?
Well, I read today that they've said that they'll let Reguilón go for 30 million euros. And I laughed because I thought, well, who's going to pay that? There's no one he's linked with. It's just they've just stuck a 30 million euro price tag on him. I would get rid of so many. Dyer, Sanchez, Reguilón would go. Lo Celso, I think, will end up at Aston Villa. I think Skippy would be best to go out on loan, if I'm honest. Thank God Winks has gone. Tanguy, I'm not sure. I'll let Ange decide on that one. I'm probably missing loads that I can't think of off the top of my head, but yeah, we do need a good clear out. But what do we do if players, if clubs aren't coming in for our players? What can we do apart from tear up the contracts? I mean, unless we do a buy one get one free sale, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe so. But Philip, look, how come it's taken this long to get rid of the Deadwood? Why do you think that is? And I know we keep going back to it, but we should have done this under Jose. We should have done this under Conte. Why is it now that
they obviously didn't rate them as Deadwood at the time? And plus, remember, we can only sell players twice a year, right? And there was obviously no takers. And plus the fact if we'd sold Sanchez and Dyer last January, who would we have got in to replace them? You must remember that it's a good centre halves aren't that plentiful on the ground. And I'd say over the years, we have tried to replace them with better players and haven't been successful for one reason or another. More than likely, we won't pay the asking price. But the thing is going to come to a head now. This is it now. They will be got rid of. And if they won't go, then maybe they'll have to talk about cancelling the contract under agreement with the player and let him go and find a new club.
Next level English. Does anyone remember how he sat talking to Levy in the Amazon documentary? Guy retired from life when we give him that contract. That is so true. That is so true. And then Antonio said if there was an issue with the content, they would have raised it up. They would have raised it through. Also, they would have. We've had it when we've showed games where they've just suspended the stream. They would have done that. They would not be raising it up through the chat. So I think it's
if you're out there watching, when you go to hell and go and do something more useful than annoying us, we're just trying to entertain Spurs fans at the moment.
I've put in the private chat, Philip, who I think it is. Let me know what you think. Big up Dave. Dave says rip up the contracts, but that won't happen until towards the end of the window.
You're probably right.
Make it clear to them now you're not part of our plans. Instruct your agent to find a new club. And Dave, he's right in what he said, Philip.
That's it. It has to be agreed. That's to be an agreement. If these guys won't voluntarily agree to go, or there's no offers for them, they have to be told that we're not going to continue paying you your big wages for the next 2 years or whatever, a year, whatever it is. We'll cancel your contract now. You can walk away and buy yourself into a new club. But as Dave rightly says, it probably won't happen. But then again, that's not too bad. If we bring in the players that we want for centre backs or whatever, these guys will get the message and they're never going to get a game, and they'll be more likely to agree to that then, to go.
I think Ange is the sort who will lay his cards on the table. I don't think he'll beat around the bush. I think it'll be, look, you're not part of the plans. You know, you've got to go. You've got to try and find somewhere else to stink out the place.
I think it's going to be interesting who we take for the game in Australia, because I think that will say a lot about who he trusts to be in the team.
That's true.
Carl says, screw you, Dermot. I told you it wasn't me.
No, he's too busy with the cockerel clock, isn't he? Old Carl.
You mean the cockerel cock? Oh, for fuck's sake.
I caught him out. I didn't even need to do it.
Yes, if you did enjoy the Cockerel Clock podcast last night, please give that a like. Philip come up with the name for the podcast. I'll tell you, Philip, that is spot on. Thank you, Carl, for that as well. Dave says club will always wait until the end of the window to try to get something for them, but they won't rip up contracts unless it's that. But Philip's got to be both sides as well, hasn't it?
They have to agree to it. If they're under contract, I suppose we're tearing up the contract. That's breach of contract, and the player can sue the club. But if they both agree to it, as happened with Serge Aurier and happened with Matt Doherty, the contract was just cancelled by mutual agreement and they moved on. So let's hope that's the way it goes. If we don't sell them, obviously, because as somebody rightly passed out the comment there, if we'd torn up Harry Winks' contract, wouldn't have got 10 million for him.
No, that's true. That is so true. Well, listen, we're going for the last couple of questions now. Philip, I'm going to use one of yours, and I'm going to use your one for the last one, but I'm going to use this one for this one. Now, me and Philip, me and Philip, right? We had a slight disagreement on this, didn't we, Philip? To be fair,
you could say that.
Yeah. Now, I promise I won't shout at you. I'll speak very calmly. Now, look, I'm going to go first in this, and then it's fair game. Whoever wants to go next, put your hand up. Mia, just shout. But for me, as much as I love Harry Kane, he should not be captain. I am sorry. I do not agree with him being captain. I don't think he should be captain. It's okay having him as a vice captain. He's there when you need. He's there when the captain's not playing, and I suppose that's fair enough. Experienced player, got the experience. I get that. But a captain for me should be somebody in defence or midfield, a bit like a Brian Robson, or I'm going to get killed for saying it, a Tony Adams or a Steve Bruce or a Graham Roberts or a Steve Perriman. Somebody that can see the game, from where they are, that are in the middle of the thick of it. A goalkeeper and a striker, for me, should not be captain. Now, for me, I would personally, I would love, if Højbjerg is staying, I would love Højbjerg to be captain because I think he's got that enthusiasm. Him or Bentancur. Kate's put his hand on their head because she's just thinking.
I'm thinking of Højbjerg as captain. That's just hilarious.
Yeah, well, no, look, I'm a big Højbjerg fan. I'll be devastated when he leaves, and Eddie's going to just mourn for the next 12 weeks if he leaves too. So it'd be somebody in the middle or in the back four. Who wants to go next? I know Philip.
I'll go next. So I'm going to be honest. If Kane signs a new contract, I think that he does deserve to be captain. As much as I say about Harry Kane, if he signs a contract, I think he should be made captain because he's showing his loyalty to the club. And I think that's only fair. If he does not sign, he should not be captain even for this final year. I think that would be wrong to give it to Kane. It would give the wrong message to the other players is you can leave the club and not be loyal to the club and still be a captain. So I don't think that's the correct thing to do. If anybody, it would have to be Bentancur because I feel like he's got that fire in his belly the most to tell players what to do. I don't know if he would do it, but if out of anyone, I would probably say him. Or I think that we'll get someone in new and maybe they will be captain because I think at some point Maddison was captain. So for me, whoever's best for whoever Ange thinks best, basically, I will go with. But definitely not Kane unless he signs a contract.
Can I just say, Carl, we will put you on the timeout if you continue with this Eric Dyer abuse, honestly.
Carl, behave yourself. Don't forget you're only up the road from me, Carl. We'll come and find you.
I think Carl's had a few Captain Morgans tonight, and it's gone to his head. Who wants to go next? Kate, would you want to go? Who do you think should be captain before I give Philip the floor?
It's a no-brainer for me. It's Kane all day long. He's England captain. He's a wonderful professional role model, Tottenham legend, top goal scorer. Regardless of whether he signs, he will be captain for me. If he stays, he'll be captain forever. Our captain, fantastic. But I don't care who they bring in. For me, Kane is our captain. He's Mr. Spurs. And that's it.
Even if he don't sign a contract, he's not Mr. Spurs, but he don't sign a contract, right? He's not that loyal.
Yeah, but he might sign it in January.
But what I'm trying to say to you, Kate, it doesn't give the right idea to the rest of the players that you don't have to be loyal to the club before you're captain. Like, that's not a very good look, is it, for the players there? They'll be thinking, hold on a minute, I've signed a 5-year contract. How comes he gets to be captain? He's going to leave.
I don't think they will. I think they will. I think all the players know that Kane is by far our greatest player.
It doesn't matter about the greatest players. What's best?
Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Our greatest player.
At the moment, tell me who in our squad is better than Kane. I've got all night. You crack on.
Oh yeah,
she's right. She's right.
Yeah,
she's right.
She is
There's
right.
no one close. He's an outstanding player.
I was trying to come back with a funny comment, but
right.
Right, Philip. Look. Okay, just go ahead, Phil. I'll say what I'm going to say after you. So
I've always had the opinion, right? I have been, and nothing will change my opinion, that the captain of a club should be a centre-back, a defender, or a midfielder, right? But in this situation, if Harry Kane is staying at Tottenham, whether for the next season or for the next 10 seasons, right, he is our club captain and will continue to be the club captain. Regardless of whether he doesn't sign a contract or not, he is the best player in our squad. I don't care what message it sends out to the other players. He is the captain, and they will respect that. if he's going to sign a new contract for 300 or 400 grand a week or whatever it is, right? You can be sure that written into that contract is the fact he's going to be made club captain, not just team captain, club captain, right? And he will lead the club for as long as he's there. Now, again, when Harry Kane leaves, and I want a centre back or a midfielder to go back into as captain, but at the moment there is only one captain at Tottenham Hotspur, and that is Harry Kane, and will remain so as long as he's at the club.
I would disagree with the lot of you, and I will. Look, we just don't need Harry Kane as captain. We need somebody put in the chat, and I agree with him. We need a team of captains.
But you're never going to get that. You're never going to get that.
Well, we had that in the 80s, Philip. We had Steve.
Yeah, but this is not the 80s, Dermot. This is 40 years further on.
Yeah, but no, Philip. But look, I know. Look, you look at the great Man United sides, the great Liverpool sides, even the great Tottenham. There was more than one captain on the pitch. Okay.
Yeah, but there wasn't 11 of them. There wasn't. I've never seen a team with 11 captains on the pitch.
Yeah,
never.
But no, Philip. The point I'm making is, I agree. Harry Kane's our best player. I agree, probably that he will be made captain. I can't see. I would like to see Bentancur in midfielder, but that's just my opinion. But you need more than one captain. You need somebody. Steve Perryman could Steve Perryman, Graham Roberts, and that time were captains. There were different voices on the pitch. You need other players to step up and back the captain them up. If they're not doing their job in midfield, you need somebody to turn around and bollock them. Not just leave it to the captain. Do the job yourself.
You're the same. Yeah. Okay.
If like it's Eric Dyer, if he made the mistakes, who was pointing at him last year when he made the mistake against Liverpool? Nobody. He was pointing at everyone else. Somebody should get up to him, if it's the club captain or the vice captain or whoever, and giving him a bollocking. There's a lot of calls for Sonny to be captain. Why should we just have to give it to Harry Kane?
Because Harry Kane is our record goal scorer. He is our talisman. He's our best player, right? And you're right. There should be other captains over the pitch. I would say our season rapidly went downhill the minute Bentancur got injured against Leicester. That was the end of our season, as far as I would. He was the captain in the midfield. He was the captain, keeping people doing what they should do, right? Harry Kane is England captain, and for him not to be his club captain, but not and be England captain, it's not even thinking. You can't even think about that. You know. Sorry, am I missing something here? Because everyone keeps laughing. Am I missing something?
I was laughing at what that.
David Harris, I get you. I get you for that. Yeah, well,
you know.
No, but seriously, you can't have an England captain not captain of their club.
Yeah,
really. You know, you can't.
Right. Look.
But hold on a second. There's other people in the team who are captain of their national team.
Well, I'm talking the England captain.
Yeah. Oh, right. So England captain matters now when it suits the narrative.
Maria, calm down a bit. I'm
just saying it suits
sounds
the
like Philip from Liverpool. Calm down
a bit. Yeah. No, listen. Harry Kane is a captain for as long as he's at the club. That's the end of the story. There's going to be no argument about that. There can't be any argument about it, really. We might not like it. Some people might not like it, but that's the way it is. You know.
Well, I think that it's just a bit like I say. I feel like if he's not committed, and someone else agrees as well, I feel like if he's not committed to the club, I feel like that's not a good thing to do, is to make him captain, because that's not showing he's not committed to our club. So why should he be the captain of the club? I feel like no other job.
Let's just let the contract thing. Let the contract thing pan out and we'll see how it goes.
Okay, but can I just make one more analogy and one more point? Is that if you're in a job and you hand in your notice and say you're leaving in 4 weeks, do they promote you? No, they don't promote you, do they?
But you can't compare that to the present.
No. It's not a comparison. It's not a comparison. It's an analogy.
The question I want to ask, like, Harry Kane hasn't signed a new contract, right? Do you make him club captain for the last year and then he buggers off, say, in January, if he doesn't sign a new contract?
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
But
he's captain for as long as he's at the club.
Look, Harry Kane is an exceptional striker. I've always said it is a once-in-a-generation striker. But he's not a good captain.
How do you know? How do you know?
Well, when we've needed him, when is he?
But he hasn't been captain. Hugo Lloris has been captain.
But he's been captain when Hugo hasn't been playing, Philip.
Yeah, for maybe 5 or 6 games near the end of the season. Yeah.
No,
but I mean, Listen, I think we should finish this conversation because we're going nowhere with it, really. We'll have to wait and see what the contract is, and then we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's okay. We've got Andrew Gregory says, I'm with Philip and Kate. Antonio says, Mia is right. You can have a captain who's not committed to the club. No one contract person terms were no new personal contract person terms were fine unless Kane signs his new contract. Then Bentancur for captain. That's all.
We won't be back playing until November. So what's the point of having the captain's not even playing?
Dermot is saying I think they should be more than. Dermot is saying I think Wilton's actually got my point.
Yeah, I took your point. I took your point.
There should be more than one player in the team.
But you'll never get 11 captains on the team. That's impossible.
I never said that, Philip. No. I just said
no. Somebody mentioned we wanted 11 captains.
Yeah, go on, Kate.
Sorry, I was just going to say, if you listen to any of the England players talk about Kane, they all say he is a fantastic captain. So who are we to say that he's not good enough for Spurs? They all say what a fantastic captain he is.
I've never look. I love Kane, Harry Kane, and I hope he stays, and I hope he breaks the Premier League record. I hope he wins a trophy with us. I just don't think he's captain material, and that's just my own opinion.
I think you need 10 minutes in the dressing room with Kane giving his speech before you make an assumption like that.
I'd rather have 10 minutes with Roy Keane in the dressing room. That's what should have came in last season. Some games last season to stick something up their backsides.
See, I feel differently to you because I do agree that if he signs a contract, he should be captain. I do think that. So,
do you know what? Bugger it. I agree with you all.
You're so easy.
Just a question to lovely Mia from Jim. Mia, do you want Kane to stay?
Yes, I want him to stay. If because I love Harry Kane, but if he's got any ambition, then he wouldn't want to stay, in my opinion. If he wants to go and win the big trophies, if he wants to go and win something, it isn't because you know what it is? It's a bit of a misunderstanding because I rate Kane so highly that I feel he should want to get big trophies because that's what I see as an elite sports person wanting to do in my mind. So maybe I'm wrong to think that. So that's just my perspective of how I see elite players. But would I want him to stay with us forever? Of course, until he's 60. Of course I would.
Philip, I am going to bring this comment up. I would like you for once and for all to tell this person what to do, please.
What's this?
Right, just please tell this person what to do. He's got nothing better to do on a Saturday evening. Seriously, God.
But your chat is not guilty of any copyright. Well, geez, Sado. Go down the pub, have a pint, do something, just go away. Yeah.
Get your leg over.
Yeah.
Right, you're going to be bad. This Stuart, we Haspur, big up Haspur as well. It says this is why we need a leader. Centre backs, we need Cellini. It's not a bad shout.
Player like Cellini, yeah.
Yeah. What does captain do in 2023? Talk to the media and lift the trophy first.
No, there's a bit more to it than that.
His vice captain, when Hugo goes naturally, it goes to the vice captain. It's not rocket science. Well, okay.
I don't know. I think don't the players get a vote in who's the captain as well? Do they not get to?
No, the manager picks the captain. The manager picks the captain.
Yeah.
Somebody. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Hang on, let's just see. Yeah. Philip, I know you might need to go. So do you need to go now or you're right for another 5 minutes?
Another 5 minutes max of the grandkids after waking up there, so I was going to go and try and calm them down. They must have heard me shouting.
Sorry, Philip.
They always wake up this time of night anyway, so don't worry.
Good job we're having the day off from tomorrow anyway, Philip. You can have a channel rest tomorrow.
I'm going to watch your team playing tomorrow.
I know, yeah, and we're going to beat Dublin. And we're going to beat Dublin tomorrow, Mayo. Yeah. Derv just said to me, no, we're not. No, mind you, she's probably right. Derv was always right. Look, for me, Dave here on the 12th Ange will offer Kane the keys to Tottenham captaincy, a squad that plays to his strengths if he commits. End of. Look, if he commits and he signs a new contract, then look, captain. Then fair enough. Yeah. But till he commits, till he signs that new contract, I don't think he should be given the captaincy just to make him sign a new contract. But look, I appreciate everyone's got their own opinion on this, and I respect everyone's opinion. It is a good discussion, and we do have a good discussion on this. There is
Oh yeah, so it's only a sharing of view. I know it sounds like it's hot-headed, but we still love each other. There's no animosity at all. It's all good. It's all in the interest of Tottenham Hotspur. Yeah.
The thing is, Joe, what the main thing is, we all love Tottenham. So the actual priority for us all is the fact that we love Tottenham and want us to do well. Do you know what I'm saying?
Antonius Ferreira's found that very funny. Tottenham Hotspur legal department.
Yeah, 10:30 on a Saturday night. Yeah.
Oh no. Spurs Norway. Big up Spurs Norway. If you are from Norway, let us know. We've had people watch us from Vietnam, and we've never had anyone watching from Norway. So big up. It would be a greater achievement to win a trophy with Tottenham. Kane should stay and see if Ange project is something that will take us in the right direction.
That's it. That's what we keep saying. Once he's had a chat with Ange.
Yeah, and a big up to Paul Pablo as well. Right, guys, we're on the last question of this show, and we'll go around very quickly, and then you can plug your channels as well. And also, when we're going around, I want you to give your prediction to what we will win and where we will finish next season. So, Kate, I will start with you first. Right. There's your channel there. So give that a plug and then give where you think we will finish next season.
Yes, please go over to my channel and like and subscribe. I've only been going a week, so I'm still a newbie. But I've got 50 odd subscribers. So if everyone could go over there and give me a follow, that would be amazing. Thank you. As far as next season, I think we will get to a cup final next season. Probably Carabao Cup, maybe FA Cup. I'm not saying 100% we'll win it, but I think we will get to a final. And I think we will be 5th place. Go on! I'm going all out. Go on!
Fair enough. Philip, I'll let you go next because I know you've got to shoot. So
I'd say
any channels you like to plug, and of course you're on our channel, aren't you?
No, I'm not plugging anybody else at the moment. I can't even remember the name of the channel after all that tonight. No, I'm going for 5th and win the FA Cup.
Yeah, it's the Tottenham Hotspur legal department channel. That's what it's called.
Oh yeah, that's right. We're probably working at 10:30 on a Saturday night, like they all do. Yeah, probably told from a pub somewhere.
Yeah, and Mia, very quickly, where can people find you and listen? And where do you think we'll finish next season?
If you don't know, then give your head a wobble, go over to Spurs Between the Lines, and give me a subscribe. I've literally just hit my 700 mark, so my next mark will be 800. So if you could all go over there and help support me, that would be amazing. And I think we're going to finish 6th or 7th, and we're going to get to like a semi-final, maybe final of a cup.
For me, I think we're going to finish 4th. We're going to win a cup as well. We're going to win the League Cup, personally, I think. And also go very far in the FA Cup, and we will go back into the Champions League next season. Ange will bring us trophies. Look, very quickly, I've got a quick question here for Dave. It says, question to the panel. I'll start with you, Philip, very quickly. Postecoglou was the key in convincing Maddison and Venom to join. Are we ruling out he can do the same with Kane?
No, I'm very positive he will do the same with Kane. I think Harry will like what he hears, and I think that will be a big step in getting Harry to stay and sign his new contract. So let's see. Ange, I'd say he's a very, very a guy that you don't say no to very easy. He'd probably pin you up against the wall and give you a Glasgow kiss if you didn't.
Oh, lovely.
Glasgow kiss isn't what a Glasgow kiss isn't what it sounds like. It's a head.
No, but the pinning up against the wall is all right.
Yeah, that's true. That's all right.
Yeah, I knew we'd get down to this level.
Sorry.
I knew we would.
Kate, you're learning quickly.
It is. But listen, Kate, thank you for coming on tonight. You've been an absolute star. You really, really have. You've done brilliantly in it. I hope you will come on again. We would love to have you on again.
Anytime. It's been a blast. Thank you so much for having me.
And we just got Stuart has subbed to you, and Ian has as well. So how many subs you got now?
Late 50s now, I think.
Look, there's 117 of you watching. It went up to 140 something earlier. Get each of everyone you get over there and give Kate a sub. Let's see, can we get it up to 100 subs before the start of the season. She really
Thank
is. And
you.
Dave said she's class. She is. She's
Ah,
Kate's always in our chat, and every show we have her and her husband Jim. So big up to you, Perium, and it's been an absolute honor having you on. Thank you so much, Philip. Thank you again for coming on.
See
As
you Monday.
always,
See you Monday.
Yeah, see you Monday. It's always a pleasure to have you on. Enjoy the game tomorrow, and watch Mayo, the mighty Mayo beat Dublin.
I'll send you a picture of them celebrating on the pitch afterwards.
Yeah. Either that would have gone into a big punch up, but one or the other. And
Right.
Mia, as always, thank you so much, Mia, for coming on as well. And let's see, can we get Mia up to 900 before the start of the season? Right. As Philip taps his AI to tell him that Levy's about to call him, we're going to leave it there. But before we go, just want to show you this person. This is Mia when she realizes Romero is leaving the house for pre-season training today.
On that bombshell, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell, press the bell when you see